to be a pace plane.
And that's a good thing.
That is a
we
great
think that's
thing.
a great thing.
That is a great thing. We're about to really rattle your bones here in just a minute. If you're breathing, this will light your fire, I promise. This is going to be something to see.
The second fastest class, arguably the loudest class in a good way again.
There we go, and we've got the clearance to depart for our pace plane. You can see him roll, and you'll see our aircraft now will introduce the field as they each roll out to take off.
That, as you mentioned, ahead of us there, Stephen Couches.
69.
Number 1 qualifier, race number 43, the P-51. And he calls it 51.
Beautiful shot of the iconic aircraft that helped win World War II. Here is Brent Seghetti, race 44 in Sparky, another P-51D model.
Right there is Wee Willie 2, the olive drab and silver P-51 Mustang. Rob Patterson, Corona, California. That's race 81.
Up next is Miss Mayville. Jim Rust, race 69 out of El Cajon, California. Another D model P-51 Mustang.
Base plane starting to left turn. It'll be 165 knots.
R.T. Dixon, Charlotte, North Carolina. This is race 51. Swamp Fox, P-51.
Now for a little bit different look, this is the iconic World War II aircraft, the P-40. This is Jim Thomas, race 18 out of Danville, California. Airplane we affectionately know as Sneak Attack.
And this one drew in at a late moment here in this race. Great to have Miss America in this race. Brent Heisey, race 11.
Another P-51 there as Brent gets that aircraft rolling. And here, just an older model P-51. This is the C model. You'll notice the canopy is a little different. John Maloney out of Lincoln, California, race 19 in the Boise B.
So they depart to the south, around to the south and east. Meantime, let's take you back to just a few minutes ago. In Sport Class B, 3B.
Tommy, as we look at this, is Joe Coraggio on the pole there on the
start
left
to the race. The chute looked good from my perspective. Of course, I'm only looking at the pace plane, but it looked great coming down the chute. And then from there, I just fell onto the course and kind of got in my groove. The engine was running great, nice and cool, and we had a great race. Next is to check out the airplane and make sure that's ready to go for tomorrow. We'll debrief the flight and celebrate for today. Do a fire truck ride. First one since my rookie year, so I'm excited about that, and I know the team is too.
Joe Coraggio drew the top qualifying position, pole position, and he was delighted about that. He thought that gave him a much better chance to get ahead of the eventual second place plane, Peter Balmer, and that is the exact way it played out. So that was a very elated Joe Coraggio we just heard from right there.
Joe Coraggio, first place. Good job, Joe.
Coraggio number 1, Peter Balmer number 2 in that race right there. That was the sport class, silver class. They will race again tomorrow for that silver medal in the all-important sport class.
Tommy, we jump back to a live view here of our unlimited class that just departed. Also silver pairing here, but in the unlimited class, the bad boys of speed, you could see our pace plane, the T-33 jet on the left of your screen, and our 8 competitors beginning to get gathered up. We've got 5 of them there. The rest are catching up, so they will circle around, continue that wide arcing left turn around Peavine Mountain, and they will drop in initially. You'll see them line abreast. That's part of the activity the pace plane does, is get the fighters and the pilots all lined up. Line abreast, side by side, as they drop in and make their way back around You'll hear, gentlemen, you have a race. The pace plane will pull up and move around, and we'll have a race.
Again, the top qualifier is race number 33 at 322.5 miles an hour. That's Stephen Couches from State Line, Nevada, race number 43 in the Mustang. We talked to him earlier.
Coming here for quite a long time. My dad first bought this airplane. It was his airplane in 1967 when he finished it. And he raced it one time in Mojave in 1970. My first year racing was last year, and I raced the Barnell Special last year. And did very well with that. I was actually bumped up to gold. It was my rookie year, so I got Rookie of the Year as well. So this year, I decided to, since it's the last year of Reno, I wanted to bring my dad's airplane back out and race it, and I'm doing very well. I'm holding my silver pole position, and hopefully win the silver on Sunday.
Well, this was the silver class 2B from yesterday's race here. Friday, 6 laps.
And Tommy, same as yesterday, Couches was on the pole, and he took that advantage. Here you see him out front, taking the inside line. Never really challenged in this heat yesterday on his way, and that's where how he ended up back on the pole here today. Speedball Alice there in the shot behind him as those two battled it out yesterday. Making their way around our large 8-mile course.
Brent Seghetti and Sparky, you've seen his next race here, participated, of course, yesterday as well.
There was, you saw Speedball Alice there for a little while, was right up behind Stephen Couches as they made their way through. But like we said earlier, he had the pole. He started out there in the beautiful all-silver airplane that he just told us was his dad's airplane from 1967. So much history here, and especially in this class. And here he is taking the checkered flag in the B race yesterday. So Tommy, let's learn a little bit more about the Unlimited class. We've got, like we said, they race on our large 8-mile course. We're going to do 6 laps. These speeds are going to be well over 5 or close to 500 miles an hour. Here's a great in-cockpit shot from an earlier race. This is coming down the chute. You can see the smoke in the far left of your screen. That is the pace plane, our red in our diagram here. He gets them all lined up side by side. You'll hear, gentlemen, you have a race. The pace plane will pull up. Our racers need to stay in their lane all the way to the guide pylon, but they can accelerate out in front of each other. Once at the guide pylon, they can turn in and complete a pass, and it looks very much like this as they go by the guide pylon. Here you see Miss America from a previous race last year, but it looks just like this, and we will get to see her, Miss America, again here in just a few minutes.
Weren't expecting to see Miss America, but very, very happy that, as they say in horse racing, drew in at the last moment. So that's terrific.
Yeah, filled out our field of 8 here in the silver pairing for the race we're going to see. These are, like we said, the bad boys of speed. This is the iconic class, the Unlimited class. As the name says, the only real rules that you have in this class, Tommy, it has to be piston powered and it has to be propeller driven. After that, exotic fuels, superchargers, blowers, whatever you want to do, it's there's a lot of options that can exist in this class. Now they will be flying at over 400 miles an hour and approaching even faster than that in this class because we're in the silver class as they're going to make their way around 13 pylons on our large 8-mile course.
You're just checking in with us in our coverage here today. I want to remind you that this is the subtitle of this event is The Final Flag, as we see our planes just coming into vision up there, the smoke coming from the lead.
That's the pace plane with the smoke on. You can see our competitors to the left on your screen, to the pace plane's right. And on the pole will be Stephen Couches, race 43. We'll be able to hear on the radio here momentarily when the pace plane tells them they have a race. You can see now they are descending. They're accelerating, ladies and gentlemen. The adrenaline is up. The manifold pressure is coming up in these complex World War II airplanes. They're looking at RPM. They're looking at manifold pressure. They are accelerating and ready to go. We will have the iconic Unlimited racing for you here. 6 laps as they drop right into your living room.
Yeah, gentlemen, you're looking good. Gentlemen, you got it.
There it is, Tommy. You see our pace plane pull up. We heard the call on the radio. We are underway. Our competitors are accelerating out in front of each other, staying in their lanes as they make their way to the guide pylon.
Stephen Couch's Brent Seghetti making a move there early on from second place. That's Miss America. Could be mistaken.
Tommy, just listen to those beautiful V12 engines as they go by, but Miss America definitely got the whole shot from position number 7 and jumped out to an early lead coming around the first pylon there. And we'll see this shot. You see the field making their way to the Valley of Speed. The Valley of Speed named after this class, Tommy. They'll be making their way towards our pylon cams, and we'll be able to see. Miss America has definitely jumped out front and, quite frankly, is putting a little distance on the field as they're making their way back to the home pylon. Dr. Brent Heise, normally up in the gold class, I believe is making a statement here, Tommy, that he needs to be in the gold class for tomorrow. Still in the heat racing, you can still move up and move down. We see this grouping here. That is second place on your left with Stephen Couches and Brent Seghetti following, but there's your leader. Dr. Brent Heise, Miss America, pulling away, making a statement here, making his case to be in the gold race tomorrow.
You calling race control?
Brent Heise from Ardmore, Oklahoma. This plane has been racing here a good many years.
You see some movement on the right side of your screen. You see Stephen Couches down low. Coming up behind him is Rob Patterson and Wee Willie too, making his way around. Again, you got to pass on the outside. There appears to be some momentum for him to be able to do that as he comes back around. There we get a great look at that. You see Stephen Couches down low as they make their way back to you, coming through the Valley of Speed.
Wee Willie on the left there. Race 81.
Back to our leader. This is Miss America. Iconic racer here at Reno. Excited to see that airplane campaigning again by Dr. Brent Heise here in our 59th year here at Reno. The Boise B, the P51C model, Tommy, that has made his way all the way up to second. And that is who's beginning. And in fact, now it looks like he has passed Stephen Couches as they go around the far northern end of the course. So he's moved his way into second place. Couches in third, and on the left side of your screen is our leader, Brent Heise in Miss America. So John Maloney had something in the tank. He's been saving for today.
We haven't seen it yet, but we're seeing it now.
Yeah, he came from the 8th position. So your leader started 7th, your number 2 aircraft started 8th, and they have jumped up on the field. That time is not only the iconic sound of Reno Air Racing, that is the sound of freedom, the airplane that helped win the air war in World War II. Watching the D model in the Miss America, red, white, and blue, first place leader aircraft, and then in second place you see the C model, Boise B, P51C model, a little bit older version, but equally as iconic. And boy, these two are tearing it up here today, Tommy, in this silver paint. They have really put some distance between these two in the field. They've definitely pulled away. We're already in lap 4, Tom, if you can believe it. 3/4 of the way through this as Dr. Heisey makes his way around the guide pylon. And here comes John Maloney doing the same thing. Left side of your screen, just for a little orientation. Miss America dropping into the Valley of Speed. Boise B on the right, climbing into the foothills where the guide pylon is. About half a lap apart, these two.
White flag, white flag.
Final lap for Miss America.
You can see in the shot on the left, the Miss America just went by the guide pylon. Taking the white flag is gaining on the P40, the brown camo P40 there. And you can see that shot there. There is a shot of all the way farther to the north. Continue to follow our number 2 aircraft on the right side, the Boise B and the P51C model with John Maloney in race 19.
Right at the back. Here comes your, as far as we know right now, white flag, Miss A.
As all of our competitors continue to make their way around. On the left side, you see encountering lap traffic now is the Miss America P51. Dr. Brent Heisey, that is your leader, completing his last trip around our large 8-mile course.
He can be as careful as he wants to in this last stretch here. He's mounted quite the lead, coming from way back in the pack, very early, right the first lap.
And here he comes to the checkered flag, Tommy.
Checkered flag,
There is your
flag.
unofficial winner
Recovery,
here in
runway
Heat
26,
3B.
repeat, 26, wind 2505, gust 11.
Now on screen, that is your second place aircraft up on the far north end of the course, beginning to head into the Valley of Speed. That is race 19 and John Maloney. Good look at these aircraft down at the minimum altitude, 50 feet. There is the Boise B making his way to the checkered flag, Tommy. Unofficially second.
Race 19, about 40 seconds behind Miss America.
This looks like Wee Willie 2 being followed by Brent Seghetti and Sparky. Looks like Sparky's out in front there. Wee Willie 2, that's a very close finish for 3rd and 4th, we believe. Here comes Stephen Couches. Nope, I'm sorry. That is still Jim Hexton. Apologies. Well, let's jump back to the start. You'll notice Miss America there, kind of on the left part of your screen, got a very quick jump, accelerated and got out to the guide pylon first, out in front of Stephen Couches, who had the pole position. Normally the pole is the advantage, but here you see right away going through the guide pylon, and Dr. Brent Heisey and Miss America moving this way. Also coming from the back of the pack was John Maloney in the C model P51, making his way around the pole sitter here to the outside. That is Stephen Couches down low, but here it is, the Boise B, just picking him up and putting him down, and held that all the way to finish unofficially in second, Tommy.
Cannot remember the last time we had a 7th and 8th, eight-plane race finish 1 and 2.
Saturday is always the place where we see a lot of the final strategies come out, because that is where we set the field for our medal races, which will likely be tomorrow. And that is where Dr. Brent Heisey, I think, was making a statement today to get back into the gold class. Here you see him coming to the checkered flag, finishing this silver pairing race, and he definitely made a statement that he is anticipating and needing to be in the gold class. There is Boise B doing the same.
Well, you got to expect that he's going to be flying in that gold class tomorrow, but we will wait and see. Everything's got to be made official before we can assert that for